Without a shadow of a doubt, it's the Cronkite Show in social media history. I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. I got my good friend in the building, Donovan Sadiq, the Queen, Demetra K, and I am the 5-star general. Say, man, tonight, I don't know what kind of water you're drinking, but you act like you don't want no ice cubes in your life. And tonight, I'm giving checkups from the neck up about cubes, man. Let's go with it. Say, man, I want to welcome you to another episode of the War Zone. And thank you for tuning in, because without you guys, we would not have a show. And we would probably, I know what I would be doing. I'd be at the script club if I ain't had no show. I'd be doing something wild. I can promise you that. So, very eventful day, of course. A lot of people still voting in the state of Texas. Man, they broke records yesterday. They broke records yesterday at the voting polls in the state of Texas, man. I think they quadruple what they normally do. They normally do an average of about 40,000. Man, we went over to like 128,000. So, I mean, that's just in Harris County, 128,000. So, I mean, it is what it was, man. I'm keeping my eyes on Kentucky. And they say Kanye got like 40,000 votes in Kentucky yesterday, and people went crazy. They calling him coons and all that. I think we ought to talk about that later on tonight, because some of y'all out of line, man. Some of y'all really out of it. 40,000 people want to vote for Kanye. Let them cast their vote. Why should it matter who they vote for? Because they don't want to vote for old racist Joe Biden. So, Donovan, what's going on, my friend?
Like you said, the election across the nation, people are waiting in line 10, 12 hours if they have to. They're taking Big Mama, bringing chairs, they're packing lunches, and they're doing what they need to do. So big ups to that. But yeah, there's a lot of vote shaming going on, as people have a right to vote however they please. You might not like it, but you need to respect it. I don't see anybody complaining when you got your white friend that's a Republican and you're a Democrat. Why aren't you getting mad about that? But you respect that person's right to vote. But in the news today, Melania Trump is addressing the fact of how she has overcome the COVID, and Barron, the slow and child of the president and his wife, he has contracted COVID as well. And they are going to be monitoring all that stuff to go with that. And I just have to put in there, we haven't said anything the last couple of days. The Lakers are once again the champions. 10-year hiatus, of course. But even though they're the champions, I kind of got to put an asterisk to the championship, because LeBron has never been on a team that didn't have several other superstars with him. I mean, he's been in the championship a lot. I give that to him. But he never could win a championship pretty much in his own right, as basically his own team. So, but big ups, we made it. And that's basically what's going on in the news today. Also, the nominee for the Supreme Court, she says she has a mind of her own. I love the way these Republican nominees for the Supreme Court, they play dumb. And they go, oh, well, no, I don't know about that. I'm not exactly sure. You're a judge. You're supposed to know the law. I mean, they're quoting this lady's stuff, and she's like, oh, well, yeah, if you're talking about that. But looks like she's going to be confirmed. So Black women that are the backbone of the Democratic Party, get ready, because we're going to have to call on your services again to smite our enemies, because now our rights are being threatened, so they say.
Donovan, let me tell you something, man. They might not be playing like they dumb. A whole bunch of them really dumb. Miss Kate?
So how y'all be doing this evening? Yeah, ditto. No, I'm just kidding. Y'all actually caught me off guard. I was writing something down. So anyway, there's a lot of things to talk about. As you guys know, we are in political season. I ain't know smack dab, we're at the tail end of it. We've got about 20 days or so. until official election day is here. As we know, early voting has started everywhere for the most part, where there is early voting. Donovan and I know, have both voted. I visited Donovan today. I haven't seen my buddy personally in a long time, and we had a moment to chop it up. Of course, you know, we disclosed to each other who we voted for. Donovan, you better not tell who I voted for. I'll kill you. But yeah, so
make America great again.
Nah. Y'all know I ain't doing that.
Well, welcome to the family.
No, nah. I'm not sporting MAGA, and I'm not voting blue no matter who either. I just leave it at that. But so yeah, a lot of people are able to early vote and things like that. And so our good buddy Ice Cube, yay, is come up into the conversation once again. As you guys know, he has a contract with Black America, and that contract, if you ever get a chance to read it, Gary, you crazy. You ever get a chance to read the contract with Black America, Ice Cube outlines very detailed and specific things that are for specifically Black people, not people of color, not minorities, not, you know, this, that, and the other. Specifically addresses Black people well. And has also been disclosed, and you guys can go on his website, Contract with Black America, to look at all the things that's on there. I like it. But it's recently been disclosed that Ice Cube, Trump's platinum plan, rather, was in part influenced by the contract with Black America, Ice Cube's thing there. And it sounds like he contacted Trump, and Trump and him use, as I said, his stuff. And so people are losing their minds. Oh my God, Ice Cube is a coon, or he's working for Trump. Oh, you know, just the usual, right? It's the usual rhetoric. When I'm gonna say this as slowly as I can, when we get a little bit of information, we draw this big giant narrative about it. Like, oh my God, he's wearing a MAGA. And it's like, you got all of that from the little bit of snippet that was released. And so me being who I am, me and Ice Cube is cool. We like that on Twitter, of course. I follow Ice Cube. And so I went to see exactly what the man did. And Ice Cube, out of his own tweet mouth, says, facts. I put out the contract for contract with Black America. Both parties contacted me. Dems, the Democrats, said, we'll address the contract with Black America after, let me say this again, after the election. Trump campaign made some adjustments to their plan after talking to us about the contract with Black America. Now, Negroes from far and wide, high and low, done drew this narrative that Ice Cube is in on the fix with Trump. It's his plan all along to get Black people to, it's just like the nonsense, right? And so Ice Cube confirmed what actually happened. But it's funny how Black people took the point that he met with Trump, but just glossed over the fact that the Democrats said, yeah, Negro, we'll look at it after the election. Why aren't you guys just as mad about that? The Democrats wouldn't even implement. And if you look at Joe Biden's Lift Every Voice plan, it's bullcocker. I mean, Trump's plan is bullcocker too. But at least he listened, or they listened to what Ice Cube was saying, which is very need to know things that are good for our community. And so I give it to y'all. I'm just, hey, I'm waiting for the borders to open up so I can watch to see my ass back to Africa at this point, fellas.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something, man. These Negroes don't want no change. A whole bunch of these Negroes don't want no change. And the hating that Cube got today, you know why you hating? Because you didn't come up with the plan. You please make this go viral. These Negroes hating because they did not come up with the plan. The man did not sit down and talk to them. I've been saying it for months that if it ain't about a conversation about money, Donald Trump does not understand it. When you're talking about money and you make it make sense, he's going to understand it. Now, it's 2 weeks before the election. I don't give a damn if it's 1 hour before the election. If it's going to change some things, then so be it. But see, that's what I'm talking about, man. These Negroes don't want no see, if Q thing work out, the man said hundreds of thousands of jobs. Some of you don't want to go back to work. That's what the problem is. Look, I know it's been rough on you. They shut the script club down, but you know, you're gonna get back to work, man. I mean, it's gonna be something out there, but bottom line, I think it's just a lot of hating Donovan because they didn't come up with the plan.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, absolutely. You know, and the thing is, you know, people got to remember, no matter what plan is drawn up, not everybody's going to be satisfied. There's always going to be naysayers. I didn't get this, or this ain't in the plan, or that ain't in the plan. I mean, we can tell these Negroes, here's a $1 trillion to start toward reparations, right? Oh, well, we need education. Well, what about those of us that already have education? You know, nobody's ever going to be satisfied with what's going. But the thing is, at least here's a blueprint. And here's what I think actually happened. I just replied to April. Republicans said, hey, man, let me take a look at what you got there. They looked at it and said, hell to the no, we're not doing that. Nope, we're not going to do that. They used it and said, okay, what can we take out of this plan that we can put in ours to make it seem like a Black agenda? Most of it, they're like, hell no, we're not giving you reparations. Hell no, we're not giving you this. We're not giving you that. But they saw the roadmap of what it is that we are asking for as a whole. And even though it wasn't anything that they wanted to put into their bill because they've got their people that they got to support, they, you know, at least they saw it and they have something to start with. I mean, it's just like asking for something for our vote. If you don't submit what it is you want, how are you expecting to get anything? Demetra?
I got it. I need y'all to sing the song with me. Before Cube went sat at the table, Joe wasn't gonna give you a goddamn thing. Nothing. And then when the man sat at the table, he told him, wait till after the election. Come on, man. I just had a client pull that stunt on me. Look, go do the work for me during the election, and I'm going to pay you after the election. You know what I told him in a nice way? And I had to be, you know, real calm when I told him, you, for real, why you can't do it now? If Cube had never sat at the table, Joe wasn't going to give you a goddamn thing. And that's the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
And you know what's funny? We have Negroes out here, especially civil rights people, that will say, well, if you ain't on the table, you're on the menu. Cube went to the table. I mean, you can't please everybody, but I'm going to throw this out here. I voted Green Party, like I said I would. Remember, because before I wasn't going to vote presidential. So I said, you know what? Let me go ahead and vote. I voted Green Party. Do you know I have Negroes that are telling me right now, well, you didn't win. You ain't going to win nothing, you know, voting Green Party. You ain't going to do this. Well, goddamn, you've been voting Democrat and you ain't winning a damn thing at all either. So which is it? At least I voted for a party that had reparations. It had universal health care. It had jobs. It had a green deal. It addressed every issue that I would think as a Black man, I would want my community to have. And Black ladies, it had a Black woman as a vice presidential nominee.
So let me say this here, man, because you know I'm watching Demetra. It has really broken her spirit tonight, you know, because Cube is her people's man. So you just can't talk about people's people and think that they're gonna be cool with that. West Side for life, man. West Seal for Leo, man. You know what I'm talking about? Y'all don't understand that. Know what I'm talking about? But I mean, I applaud Q. I really do applaud Q for putting in the effort. And the thing is if you don't, you know, the hate you getting, Donovan, like me, I'm gonna tell y'all straight up who I voted for when I voted. I ain't go in there today. That goddamn line was too long. I ain't going in there today. I'm gonna get it done though. But you know, I will say this here. Be like Janelle Dunn. Janelle been rocking with us from day one. She went in and actually wrote in her presidential candidate. These nuts. Write in who you want. And if you're mad about it, oh, you ain't down with black people. I'm really not down with a whole bunch of y'all, regardless who the president is. I really don't mess with a whole bunch of y'all as it is. So losing you as a friend ain't gonna hurt me at all. And right now I'm leaning more towards green. Because I'm not feeling that. But Janelle Dunn went in today. If you can write in your state, she found the best presidential candidate that she could find, which was these nuts.
Oh, Lord. Okay, so I just want to continue on here. So, Ice Cube responded to the fake ass backlash of Negroes, if you will. Like, I'm gonna be good tonight. But so he responded to a guy that says, "My hip hop hero, Ice Cube, is working with the dark side. I haven't felt this low since Kobe passed. Heartbreaking," in all caps. Okay, heartbreaking. Cube, I'm not sure you understand how much we value your voice. And when we see you jumping the shark, as you guys know, that was a term that came from Happy Days when Fonzie jumped the shark, and it turned into jump the shark is a phrase that means it's over with, it's done, or whatever. And it says, and when we see you jumping the shark, it kills us, especially in 2020. Now, Ice Cube says every side is the West Side. Every side, I threw that in there. Every side is the dark side for us in America, here in America, okay? They're all the same until something changes for us. They all lie and they all cheat, but we can't afford not to negotiate with whoever is in power, or our condition in this country will never change. Now, this is the part I really love, and I might put this on the t-shirt. Our justice is bipartisan. Okay, I might add that our injustice is bipartisan. Okay, so like, where is the shock and awe in what he's saying? Why are people so emotional? And like, where did we draw the criticism out of what this man has said? He's right. They're all liars. And this is the cold part. And I know who it is. It's the vote blue no matter who crowd. You mad at Ice Cube because Trump, whether how much he's listening, he's at least listening a little bit. Y'all mad because the kumquat, that's what I call Trump, because he's orange like a kumquat. He's actually implementing some of the things that, he got from meeting with Ice Cube and them, and y'all mad. But y'all not mad at the fact that the Democrats are just like, well, we'll think about it. Just give us your vote, Negroes, and then we'll think like the same old rigmarole. Y'all not mad. Sometimes I can't.
Well, I can. I'm going to tell the truth and shame the devil tonight, Donald. They keep talking about the dark side.
Yeah.
Keep talking about the racist society. So let me see if I get this right. We don't support black-owned businesses. Therefore, if we're losing a bunch of them, right? So that means you can't go work at a black-owned business. So let's talk about the dark side. You know what the dark side is? Every morning when you punch your clock and you go to work, that's the dark side, because the man that owns the company is probably a Trump supporter. Every time you go put on your Gucci and your Fendi, that's the dark side, because they don't give a damn about you either. They rock with him. So all this dark side stuff, look, if you ain't gonna be 100% black, then sit your black ass down. That's how I feel about it. You don't get to pick and choose which white folk you get to work with around here in 2020. You don't get to do that no more. So think about that. The dark side, right? Oh, he working with the dark side. You work for him every day. You work for him when you take your ass to Walmart. You think that family don't give a whole bunch of money to Trump? All you Negroes working in Walmart for crumbs, your owner of your company gives a bunch of money to Trump. When you sitting there on Sundays watching the NFL, who just poop on black people, don't care nothing about social justice, 99% of the owners of the teams give money to Trump. So if you want to talk about the dark side, then let's be realistic. If not, please sit your black ass down. Donovan?
Well, since we're talking about the dark side, right now, they say, and Dimitri did the numbers, they say the average American, and we know, most black people, we ain't average because we live day to day. They say you got to have 6 months in savings, right? 6 months in savings. So this COVID's been going on since, let's say, March, April, May, June, July, August has made 6 months. We're in October. So most of average Americans have ran through their savings if they had any at all, correct? Did you guys see Nancy Pelosi's interview with Wolf Blitzer? The Republicans offered $1.8 trillion. We are getting to a point where people cannot even afford to buy groceries. They have no money. And so Andrew Yang said, hey, something is better than nothing. 1.8 trillion to help the American people pay their bills and do what they got to do. Why won't Nancy Pelosi come to the table and do that, right? She refused. So we keep talking about the dark side. What is the dark side? You guys have no money in your damn pocket, and yet you will go all around and up and down about a party that doesn't give a damn about you. We are in a pandemic. You lost your job at no fault of your own, and this witch is up there holding up a deal that could help put money and food in your pocket. But we keep talking about the dark side.
The dark side? Man, a whole bunch of these lights was out before anything went bad. They was already in the dark because they done tricked off all their money at all these restaurants and these clubs and buying them crab legs. And that's why you ain't got 6 months of savings if you want to tell the truth. I'm just sick. Everything that happened to us, and you tell me, Dimitri, you hear it all the time. I hear it's the white man. For real? Y'all cool on the dark side. You know why? Where you get that welfare and them food stamps from? From the dark side. So keep on. Look, if I was y'all, I'd kick it on the dark side because, like I say, some of y'all needed the hurricane to come through because your lights was already off in your world anyway.
So I want to say this. I'm not a Nancy Pelosi fan. I did see the interview, but I understood where she was coming from, why she is holding out. I don't think it's her will to continue to allow Americans to starve. But I get where she was saying because, as usual, Trump and them threw in a bunch of safety nets for people or the organizations like the airlines and all these big giant corporations that already got, big a part of the stimulus package the first 2 times and all of that. And so they want to continue to do that. And to her point, I think it is a ploy or something like that for Trump to get his name on something. And, so she's like, hell, we got the money. Let's stop shortchanging people. So I agree with her on that. Let's not continue to give a king's ransom to corporations and people who are already getting it while you got help. If you save the airlines, who the hell gonna be able to fly?
Wait. But Nancy Pelosi exchanged the biggest exchange of wealth went through when she was Speaker of the House the first time. She's a corporate Democrat. A lot of the stuff that's in that package, a lot of giveaway was giving to her donors. So I'm not saying, I don't understand what you're saying with that. Who gives a damn if Trump wants to put his name on a damn check and give him a win? We're talking about people who can't afford to eat at this point.
But you know what, though? They know that. And so that's a way. I mean, if listen, I feel like if either side cared about people eating, how long has this been? It's been, 2-3 months that they've been going back and forth. If either one of them care, we talk about $4 billion shortfall or whatever it is. I mean, that's not that big of a large amount of money in the larger scheme of things. And so for the both sides, it is a game. But I mean, I think she's right in not wanting them to give a line. Whether she's I believe she's a corporate Democrat. But I think she's right in not wanting Trump and them to give the lion's share of the stimulus package to giant corporations when it's needed on the ground. Because like I said, if they bail out the airline industries again, ordinary people aren't going to be able to fly. So it's just going to be wasted money again, right? Now, as far as it, we can't blame the white man. No, we can't blame the white man for everything, but goddamn it, we can blame him for a lot of stuff that's going on with Black people. Black people in America are the way we are simply due to what was done to us. Now, some people say, well, we can't keep harping on the past. Well, it ain't the past. It's still going on right now as we speak. What am I talking about? Institutional and systemic racism is still happening as we speak. This whole COVID thing, Black people are still disproportionately, among other things, affected more than anybody else. And so, I mean, like I said, I just get annoyed with us as Black people because we don't have a problem. When you think about it, I had this conversation with my younger brother earlier. We are arguing over two very old, decrepit ass white dudes. One of them are going to get in the White House. We're arguing, he's a better white dude. No, he's a better white dude. Then you hear something about Ice Cube or Kanye, they coons. Like, we just can't wait to just drag them. But you don't give none of that energy to these two white dudes who got to have their arms twisted behind their back to give you a chicken bone.
I'm going to play devil's advocate. I'm going to speak for the ones that I can walk outside if I could take this computer and show you better than I can tell you. Yeah, we're dealing with systemic racism, institutionalized racism, but we're also dealing with systemic stupidity to a certain level. And I'm being honest with y'all. I mean, I know that we're in a bad spot. We've been in a bad spot forever. But a lot of people, I mean, I'm proud of y'all, and I'm a little bit proud of me, but I'm more proud of y'all too. Because one of our viewers last night inboxed me and said, I went and voted today. I did my research like y'all told me to do. And I think I picked some good ones. And she told me a few that she picked right in line with, some of the ones I would pick. But she did her research. You see what I'm saying? So that brings me back to my point that a lot of what we're going through is because we make decisions some days that we shouldn't make. Now, as far as Pelosi playing the political domino, I don't respect it for one reason. It's easy to sit there and play politics when your goddamn kids ain't hungry. It's easy to sit there and play politics and say all the right things when you ain't trying to figure out how to keep your lights on. You ain't got evicted. You see what I'm saying? So I feel it on both sides. I just think a lot of days, I mean, I can sit in a room and solve issues faster than some of these politicians because it's common sense what you got to do. But the people that's making the decisions, they can slow poke, they can fight around because they are not going through what we're going through. Even the Black ones, that's why the Black ones don't say nothing. Because we live in a segregated Black community in Houston. Third Ward, Texas, the Negroes live over here and the professional Negroes live over there. So they ain't going to go and fight the war. They ain't going to battle because they're not going through what we going through. Donovan?
Right there was spot on. But yeah, but see, this conversation is the conversation that we've never had in this country before. That's why they are so adamant about restricting the internet and what's going on. Because remember, politics used to be regional. So here, Dimitri and I are in California and looking at what's happening in Houston because what's happening over there affects us here and vice versa. And you got New Jersey and New York and Alabama. And for the first time, Black people are actually talking about what affects them. And we're now looking at these politicians who have led us down this road of this false narrative of inclusion and be at the table. And then when you do exactly what they tell you, then they want to talk about you. So, here's the blueprint. A good example, like when Demetra came over today, I was telling her about this young lady that she's in a bad spot. Everybody's in a bad spot. Now, months ago, I told her what she needed to do. Did she do it? No. Now, all hell's about to break loose. What am I supposed to do? I'm supposed to give up my hard-earned money and just bail everybody out. I can't do all that because then I have to save myself. You always got to save yourself first. So what we got to start doing is realizing, like we've been saying on this show, ain't nobody gonna save us. The Democratic Party don't give a damn about us. The Republican Party don't give a damn about us, because if they did, these problems that we have wouldn't be surfacing every year like clockwork. We have to start saving ourselves. And so you got Cube putting out a blueprint. There's going to be several blueprints. Marcus Garvey put out one. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad put out one. The question is, which one do we take as a whole, and which one do you take collectively for yourself to get you out of your situation?
And if you actually take the time to read Ice Cube's contract with Black America, it's good. I mean, like, it's, sometimes you read stuff, contracts, or, and it's not really like a contract, like sign on the dotted line type of stuff, but it's really easy to read. It's, short paragraphs. And I'm saying that to say, because I don't like to read things that are cumbersome and everything but the kitchen sink thrown. I don't like to read stuff like that either. But the contract is very easy to read, and it outlines everything, from education and businesses and politics, and it tells why we need it. I mean, it's like, to me, it's a beautiful read, but he's admitted that he's taking stuff from everybody. We know that Ice Cube, follows the minister, and Elijah Muhammad, his black agenda is in the message to the black man in America. So he's compiled all of these things. Dr. Claude Anderson, you can see Dr. Claude Anderson's influence in the contract with Black America. And so if only people would just take the time and read it and stop. You see, the problem is because Trump's name was evoked with Ice Cube, and all of a sudden, instead of reading and saying, okay, well, let me just go to Ice Cube's Twitter, because Ice Cube is pretty open on Twitter, or let me see what this plan is about. We just jumped to conclusions, started calling them names, and, saying, oh, he's in on the fix. But it's like he said, we don't give a damn who's in the White House as long as they are helping Black people. Now, if Trump wants to do stuff for Black people, like, why are we mad at that? Even if it is something small or whatever. I didn't vote for it. I just want y'all to know that. But I'm saying, I didn't. But because Trump's name is associated with it, then all of a sudden it's like kryptonite to Negroes. Oh my God, I don't want nothing to do with it. But so you're not really genuine in saying you want help. Like you said, the Democrats, gave him, the Bozak. I know that's a dirty, I shouldn't have said that, gave him the gas face. How about that? Gave him the gas face, and y'all not mad about that at all. Like, I haven't seen one person say, well, those damn Democrats.
A lot of people just at a point where they scared that Trump might do something decent. He just might do something decent. But if he don't do it, who the hell else gonna do it? Joe ain't in the position to do it. Kamala ain't in the position to do it. And I really don't give a damn how it get done by any means necessary. So the thing is, if somebody can get this to Cube, I'm gonna tell you this, big homie. And I'm gonna tell all them people that's talking bad about you. You didn't have to do nothing. You got more than enough money to never go through what we go through. That man didn't have to do nothing. But once again, we don't even know how to tell people thank you. We don't know how to tell people thank you. Cube didn't have to do it. He got so many zeros behind his name, it'll choke a horse. But okay, if Cube wasn't gonna do it, which one of you good revolutionary Negroes was gonna do it? You had every protest. You had every shooting, standing behind the yellow tape. This wrong. But which one of y'all was gonna do something? You know what it is, Demetri. They wasn't gonna do a goddamn thing.
Yeah, but you know, but you know, at the end of the day, though, you know, this every election for us is a pivotal election. I don't know why, you know, they keep telling you that, and they keep using these mind control items to do that. But you know, if you're going to vote, please vote and down ballot. The most important election is your local elections, your judges, your city council, your, uh, you know, sheriff. Very important stuff. I mean, in the city that I live in, I've been fighting major corruption from the Democratic Party, because California is a Democratic state, for over 6 years now, and we just keep chasing our tails like a cat or a dog. We just keep chasing our tails, just keep getting the same people in there because people don't do their research and they don't check out their candidates. But I got a question for any of you guys out there that are Democrats, because I'm nonpartisan, I'm an independent. I got a question for you. If the Democrats are for everything that you say they are, they're for universal health care, they're for the working person, they're for the working person, and you know, and fairness and all this. California is a Democratic state. How come California doesn't have universal health care? Demetri?
Yeah, I saw a question on here I wanted to address. Oh, April. And how you doing, April? It says, Killer Mike has a bank. Any of you all sign up for that waiting list? No. I haven't signed up for Killer Mike's bank waiting list. I already have money in a Black-owned bank. I didn't need Killer Mike to do that. Those of you guys know me, I like Killer Mike, but I have some issues with Killer Mike. Not many, but if you read his bank information, he says for Black and brown people. So it's not just catered to Black people. It says Black and brown, right? Brown people, and I'm assuming that's Hispanics, they got their own banks. It don't say for Black people too. It says, you know, it's for Hispanic. What is it called? Donovan, we talked about this the other day. Banco something.
Yeah, Blanco.
Yeah, all of that. They got their own bank, but Killer Mike's bank is for Black and brown people. Listen, I'm with Ice Cube. I'm with Marcus Garvey. I'm with Dr. Claude Anderson. I'm with Honorable Elijah Muhammad Farrakhan. All those great people before us and still here that say we need something specifically for Black people. So I think what Killer Mike is doing, and he does have a giant waiting list of people trying to get, I think what he's doing is admirable, but I think we need to be unapologetically Black and stop including everybody else in our stuff. Marcus Garvey said Black people have no business, and I'm paraphrasing this, doing anything for, and at the time he said, the white man until we get our stuff as Black people together. We don't have time to be trying to help other people, align with other people. And as I always say, the president of LULAC, Felipe Tejerino, in the 1950s says, I'm not interested in forming an alliance with the Negro. Let the Negro solve his own problems. I don't want to unify with Negroes. Y'all think that has changed? But here comes Killer Mike, who has a very, big platform. He's a boisterous dude. But he said, I got a Black-owned bank for Black and brown people. I mean, come on now.
Killer Mike, I know you boys be listening to the War Zone. Black people, white people, and brown people. Why you keep putting your money in a bank? I'm asking. Because I'm going to see if I get this right. The rule of 72, which me and Walter we've talked about it a lot, you know. A bank doesn't even give you 1% interest. So if they gave you 1% and you divided it into 72, you'd get 72. So if you took your interest rate and divided it into 72, it would tell you how many years it would take for your money to double. So if you put 500 in there and your interest rate is 1%, it would take you 72 years for your money to turn into 1,000. Now, where did I learn that from? See, I keep hearing about black folk, white folk, and brown people. I learned that from some Asians. See, banks don't do nothing but house your money. Killer Mike gonna make a killing off of y'all. But I bet you his money ain't in that bank. I bet you it's not in that bank. I sat in Houston one day and I watched all the rappers go to the black-owned bank and open up an account. And I said I was not impressed for one reason. Show me the paperwork where you took all your money out that other bank and you put in that black-owned bank. Don't come in with $25 opening no account like you doing something, bro. I'm being straight up with y'all, man. So if you want to keep housing your money, and when tomorrow is Thursday, right? When Walter comes on here, I'm gonna ask him. If you house your money in a bank, the bank is making money. You ain't making a quarter. I want to put my money somewhere where it can really realistically grow. So Killer Mike, Demetri is nice. And your bank. Home
and we're speaking of banks now. Not only do they give you a shitty interest rate, if it's a bank, they also charge you for holding your money there. I mean, some banks, you can't even go in there without them charging you for this. Or if you stand in line, it's $5. So they're making billions of dollars just in servicing your money being held in their bank. So, we really got to think about these things when we really do them. And I know our parents taught us and their parents taught them, and it's something that is taught. But, at this point, Demetri said something on her Facebook that was very, very lucrative. And, I go to everybody's Facebook and, you want to see what everybody's talking about, where they're at. And Demetri said this: Google it. Just Google it. If you don't know, Google it. And it's a good idea of where, information you need to go. So if you go to this bank and they're saying such and such and such, it'll give you an idea. It's amazing to me how we will just blindly follow what grandma did in the 1960s. And it probably worked to an extent, but that was the 1960s. Things have changed. Banking rules and regulations have changed. You've really got to do the research. And I think that's what we need to start doing. We got to stop depending on other people to tell you. That's why some of us are Democrats, because they keep telling you how great they are and what they do for you. But every time I ask a Democratic person, name me one thing the Democratic Party has done for you substantially, and nobody can ever answer that question.
They're not going to ever answer the question because they've done nothing. And the problem is we sitting up here as African Americans and we calling it out. So now we the enemy. Well, you can't get mad at us for telling the truth. They've done nothing. And I don't give a damn about Trump, Biden, nobody, whoever y'all rocking with, I don't care. They have done zero. Whenever you need these people, they come up missing. They come up missing, man. So, I get it with the ideologies of some people. But see, we sit up here every night and we spit the game. You don't listen to us. But I bet you if you had 3 white people sitting up here spitting at you, listen to them. But see, me, I don't hold them conversation. I go sit down with them Asians. Because there's something them people doing on their side of town that we ain't doing. It's something them folk are doing. And if you think all they doing is selling fish and selling hair, you crazy as hell.
Yeah, so Gary, you were talking about the rule of 72, the way money or interest compounds over a certain amount of time. And also to your point, as far as banks, yeah, you get less than 2% or not even, it's even smaller than that, rather. You put money in there and the bank loans your money out, depending on if somebody comes in there to get a car loan or whatever, upwards of 20-something%. And so you're actually giving the money to the bank to loan out and all that. But that's a conversation for Walter to have. But let's see, that was a little bit over my head. I'm surprised I even made it that far. But Reggie, you say you open a damn black bank than if he want to black and brown. I think he says what you're trying to say is that's his damn. Okay, maybe I'm misinterpreting what you're saying, but I want to say this because I think what you're trying to say is that's his business and it's a business, right? I think that's what you're trying to say. But you can't call it a black bank because we already know that if black people go to a white bank, Chase, Wells Fargo, whatever, probably a very slim chance. We have a slimmer chance of getting a loan than other people do. So the benefit of banking black is so that we'll have a better chance at getting those loans because we know that even if our credit is good and we have the same everything that a white couple, let's say if I'm married, I'm trying to go get a loan for a house, whatever, I have the same specs as the white people, they're going to get it and I probably won't because of some discriminatory factor or whatever. So banking black is supposed to help black people. Now, black people are doing worse than anybody else. So why do we continuously have to share what might help us get to the next level with somebody else? And so we got to get out of the habit of saying, "Ooh, it's a black bank," and I get it. We don't want to. We also don't. We want to toe the line and not appearing to tear down what everybody else is doing. Because there are other black banks out there, but you gotta be careful when people say black and brown, and they say people of color, or they say minorities, because as Dr. Claude Anderson asked us to think about it, that includes everybody else, and then that ends up leaving us with nothing. So we got to be careful what we cheerlead. Like, you know, like we got, this is the thing too. Like we as black people, we are so goddamn emotional. Ooh, it's a black bank. Ooh, child, it's a black bank. Okay, well, did you read anything about the black bank? And Gary, if I ain't been to church in a minute, but I wanted to do the Holy Ghost dance when you said, as Monique said, I want to do the Boogaloo shrimp when T.D. Jakes was baptized by Tyler Perry. When you said, I guarantee you, those rappers ain't taking all their damn money into those banks. They go, you know, when you go to the bank and they have that private room, the private clientele room. And I used to be a personal banker, so I know what goes on in that room, and that's the high dollar clients. They ain't taking all that money to those black banks. Like you said, it was cute. It was symbolism. Hey, Negroes, I'm going to this black bank. They probably opened up the account with $1,000, and then they went, you know, to check on their real account at Chase Premium Customer or whatever it was. But yeah, I mean, come on, we got to be a little bit smarter than that.
Well, I got a lot of love for Reggie Phillips, and Donovan, you're a big football fan, and you know Reggie, you just don't know Reggie. Reggie played for the 1985 Chicago Bears, one of the greatest defenses that ever played in the NFL. And Reggie was the guy that intercepted that one of those last passes and ran it back in for a touchdown. And Reggie is a Yates line. And I just got one question for Reggie. Why can't it just be all about black people at this bank? Here's my question, Reggie. When the last time have you been to a Mexican and black restaurant?
You mean where they frying the chicken and the tamales all at the same time? All of that on the menu?
If you look at the fine print of the restaurant, you look at the name, it's going to be a Mexican restaurant. So they cater to their people. And I don't have a problem with that because I know some great Mexican restaurants. But when you go up in there, the menu ain't written in Spanish and Negro. They cater to their people. Everything about this segregated society that we live in, everybody gets to cater to their people except for black people, because we always have to include somebody in our situation. Like Kamala said in an interview, she is not willing to do something just for black people. But on the first day Joe in office, he gonna do something for immigrants. He gonna do something for LGBTQ. And I'd be damned. I think I've been here a little bit longer than all of them. But I understand too that police dogs got more rights than Gary Monroe too.
Hey, I'm going to be getting ready to get out of here, get into the simulator, but I want to transition real quick to this. Now, you guys, we love you guys. We appreciate you guys. This is the best conversation on the internet. But coming up is the War Zone morning show. So Gary, could you kind of give us a little lead in to what that's going to be and
Well,
give us a little?
I got some good news and some bad news, man. I got some good news. Well, you know, we supposed to kick off on the 20th, which is next Monday. Well, the bad news is we're not going to do it on the 20th. We got to push it back to the 27th because they want your boy to go take professional photo shoots and do videos and stuff like that. I was in there practicing today. Man, I'm telling you, I had it on fire today, man. We're going to come on Street 100 to Heat. Now, here's the problem. I normally can stream Facebook, YouTube, all this, but I can't do it because when I'm doing practice in the studio, getting ready for the show, Facebook always cuts me off. So what I need each one of y'all to do right now, as soon as you finish watching this, go download the app. This is the only way that you're going to be able to hear this morning show. Yeah, I'm going to give away, you know, big TVs. I'm going to see if I can get a good used car to be given away or something. We're going to do something. And for all the pigs downtown, the dirty politicians, I'm going to give away an apple every morning to a crooked politician. Now, I am going to challenge some of y'all. Whoever can download the most apps from whatever state, say you're in California, send me a screenshot when you download the app. And whoever does this, I'm going to do this once a week. Then I'm going to highlight artists from your state every single week. And I'm going to do the verses, Donovan and Demetra, that nobody want to do. One morning, my whole show going to be R. Kelly versus Michael Jackson. Because I don't think nobody can go blow for blow with either one of them except them two. Monroe, you're going to play R. Kelly music? He's not been convicted. And if we forgave Joe, I can forgive R. Kelly.
And you know what? And before Donovan gets out of here, I just want to say this. We have a Cash App Warzone show, $, Warzone show. If you could show some appreciation and, you know, show us some love so that we can continue doing the great things that we are doing. This does cost somebody something. I know y'all see it on Facebook, and Facebook is free, but, you know, you can see Donovan has an illustrious background, and Gary has one, and I have, you know, my grandmama's quilt and one from Tijuana on my bed. This is a long story. I'll tell y'all why. So if y'all could be so kind and, you know, show the Warzone some love by going to the Cash App $ Warzone show, we would greatly appreciate it. And you'll just never know how much. If you don't, we'll send Michael Myers to your house.
You must gonna send him in them rural counties because you send him around Third Ward, they gonna make him get somewhere. I promise you, they gonna make him get somewhere. You ain't finna walk down these streets with no mask on. Yeah, they gonna bust a cap in your ass. That's what they gonna do.
Yes, but but speaking of this, I know, like I said, you guys are the best audience in the world. But Demetra, the 5-star general, myself, we always tell you guys, if you have a dream or something, start where you're at. And the key to a successful business or show or anything like that is consistency. You got to be consistent. And does it take a lot of time and effort to put these shows together? Absolutely, especially on the 5-stars part. But again, if you could dream it, you can achieve it. So, this thing about, well, we'll never get reparations. You always got the naysayers. California just passed a reparations bill. Did it take a long time for it to happen? Yes, it did. But the question now has come. It happened. So, we just got to keep pushing on. And, you're going to have naysayers. But just because those people have their agenda, let's just stay focused on our agenda.
Yeah, we got a lot of layers to this war zone. I got a good friend, and I'm gonna give y'all, because he ain't shy about it. My man father left him 5 tax services when he passed away. Multi-millionaire. And you know how you go to your neighborhood tax man and they show you some love. We showed somebody some love and he ended up in federal prison for the last 18 months. So when he get out, he wants to get busy. He wants to make sure that kids don't go to jail, try to help folk understand, especially the tax game. Because when I say he know it like the back of his hand, he know it like the back of his hand. So yeah, We got a show coming for him, and I'm gonna sit there with him called Partners in Crime. Yeah, for all you criminals, we gonna try to help you stay out of jail. And I think what you need to do is send an email to your favorite politician and tell them this the show that you need to watch when they crank it up, so they can help you stay your black ass out of jail. Because a whole bunch of y'all finna go.
And what about, we need to give your what is it, a 5-star production company, a studio, like you have another show. Tell us about the Love in the Zone. Like, we really ain't got into that. We're like,
oh my goodness,
what's the deets?
With Paradise the Model, Love in the Zone. We actually do our first practice session this weekend. We're gonna go in the back room of the Zoom, and we're gonna practice. And the best advice that I could give her today was just be yourself. You know, be yourself. What are we gonna talk about? Love in the Zone is gonna be some serious conversations about relationships. It's gonna be some raunchish stuff. You know, I'm even at that point. If it's Love in the Zone, we're gonna create an online store so we can sell toys. Man, I'm trying to get my money. Any way I can get my money, I'm trying to get my money. But all I'm really doing is trying to get her going. Once she gets going, she on her own. So I'm just helping. I'm doing the Tyler Perry from the podcast seat. I'm just helping folks build their shows. So I really want to thank my station owner, P-Man Hutch, for even thinking that I could do what I can do at that radio station. And he sat and he listened today. And him and the other station manager, Maurice sent me a text. I can show y'all. He said, man, you jamming your ass off. Yeah, because I was on it. But, you know, it's going to be family friendly, no cursing, none of that. Love in the Zone actually starts on November 2nd. It starts Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. And we just going to have them conversations. So, you know, once it's moving, I step out the way, I go by my business, and I go build something else. So, you know, when it's all said and done, I told y'all a long time ago, I ain't waiting on no stimulus. I'm going to get that bag, man.
So what kind of toys y'all gonna have? Like Legos and stuff? Legos, Barbies, and Hot Wheels? What kind of toys y'all have?
We ain't gonna have no Legos. We gonna have some dildos.
Oh, I was not trying to open that door.
We gonna have everything: vibrators, dildos. You know, the clamps that go up here. You know how some of y'all like to play the game. We gonna have all that.
Y'all ever step on a Lego before? That's what I felt like I just did right now when I opened that door. I felt like I stepped on a Lego.
We really just gonna have some fun. I really enjoy sitting up here with y'all every night, because we have some real enlightening conversations, and some nights we just talk. But I really want one day before, you know, Al Jackson sits on the scene. He's the neighborhood comedian in the comments. Al, it's time for you to come to the war zone, man. It's time for you to sit in with us, bro. Y'all look at this man. He's hilarious. I watch my viewers every night because I can see the comments, man. I love all of y'all. But if you got ideas on what we can do to make this better, or ideas that we could come up with, man, just shoot them at us, man. Let's just make it happen. But Al, we need you on the show, man. But as you asked, have I ever stepped on a Lego? No. Stepped on a dildo. We gonna talk about everything.
So once again, those dates for the launch of the morning show.
The morning show got pushed back to October 27th, and the launch of Love in the Zone is November 2nd at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Now, I tried not to put up too much information on Love in the Zone, but you brothers out there, that's grown man business, man. And she say she ain't finna be shy. So it is what it is, man. If you got the guts to sit in that show, man, it's gonna be some hell of a shit going on. It ain't for the weak at heart.
I'm gonna have to call you out. You said you try not to put too much out there about Love in the Zone. You a damn lie. I saw the promo. I almost said N-word. I saw the promo.
Actually, she told me to put it out. I did it. I've been sitting on it for days. And she say, put it out. Okay, cool. I'm put it out.
And you, man, you ain't lying.
Hey, I'm put it out there, man. So I mean, if all these other people, you know, what's my man, Howard Stern, you know, all these people can have these shows and they can talk about what they want, then you know, we're gonna do the same thing. Just love in the zone, parental discretion is advised. And if your cataracts ain't working right, please go get your eyes fixed before November 2nd, because it's on and popping, partner.
Right on, right on. All right, y'all, let me get out of here, you guys. Great show tonight. Hey, the best audience in the world. We will catch up with you guys tomorrow. Mañana.
Say, man, we'll holler at y'all.